What's up, everybody? John here. If you're like me, you've been waiting for these legends to come out all week. I've been holding on to my legend tokens, just wondering if someone better than Brian Dawkins is gonna come out. And I'm sad to say that, it was a waste of time. I should have used my tokens on Brian Dawkins. I've got the legends here, I'll reveal them. If you're not on Twitter and haven't seen them, hopefully this helps. But I'll go ahead and start off here. We'll go in order of height. The first one's going to be a 96 overall Tracy Porter. I'm going to go ahead and put his stats up on the screen now. And he looks good on paper. The only thing is he's 5'11", so he's pretty much limited to the nickel slot there. So he's going to be number 3 or number 4. I definitely wouldn't run him at 1 or 2. Here's his abilities right here. I'm going to go throw those on right now too. He's got some pretty good discounted abilities. Pick Artist 0 AP, that's basically a must. It's especially really good on a nickel corner. Which I think he's going to be, like I said, relegated to the nickel or the slot there. So having a free pick artist on that's really nice. The drawback about this card is he's 5'11". So he's 5'11", but he could pretty much keep up with anyone. For instance, I think he's faster than all my wide receivers. He's definitely faster than all my wide receivers. He's got good agility, 98 agility. Probably are going to get that to a 99. The zone coverage and the man coverage, you could probably easily get those to 99s as well. Play rec's pretty good. The only thing is, like I said, he's kind of small. I'm not sure how physical he's going to be. We'll see some of those stats when they come out tomorrow. But really what I like, I use Night Train Lane here for my nickel. I like having a hard-hitting cornerback who's pretty physical. His abilities, too, aren't anything that wow me. They're, pretty standard. It's kind of the bare minimum. Moving on from that, we've got Michael Irvin here. He's going to come in at 6'2", 96 speed, 96 jump, so physicals are off the chart. His catching and catch in traffic are 95 and 97, so again, off the chart. You could probably get that catch in traffic to a 99 with some of the strategy items in the game. Same thing with spec catch, it's at 97, so that's really top of the line. Speed that I mentioned, 96, that's going to make him tied for the second fastest wide receivers in the game. There's a whole group of them at 96, and then, the cheetahs at 97 there. His route running's really good, 93, 94, 96. Definitely looks to be a deep threat. His abilities are right here. He's got short out elite, 0 AP. It is his worst route running stat, so it kind of makes up for that. His custom ability here is going to be red zone threat. That's always a cool one to have. I personally don't like using it on the wide receivers though. I'd rather use it on a tight end, someone that's closer to the quarterback. Next, we've got the tight end, Owen Daniels from the Broncos. He's pretty good, but it's kind of an underwhelming batch of legends this week, I'm going to be honest. He's 6'3", so nothing too crazy, too tall. I've got Gronk, he's 6'7", and I'm not sure if he's faster, but he's definitely up there in speed, and once you get him up to that 98, which I'm planning to, you're kind of done at tight end, at least for a while. Speed's good at 93. He's going to outrun a lot of linebackers. If people have linebackers in and aren't running nickel, you're probably going to dice him up. He's pretty tall, so if they've got smaller linebackers, or for instance, if you've got Tracy Porter on him, he's probably going to be able to just high point it on some of these catches, depending on what abilities you've got on Tracy Porter. His strength is 87, which is good to see. Run block, which is 90, which is really awesome as well. I'm a fan of these run blocking tight ends. There's not a whole lot of them. I think you've got George Kittle at number 1. He's probably going to be the best. Him or Gronk. I think Gronk's probably the best tight end in the game, and I don't think anyone's got that 98 overall, but once they do, it's him. That George Kittle's really good too. You've got Delaney Walker. Other than that, there's not a whole lot of run blocking tight ends that are viable in the pass option, or a viable pass option as well. Especially once you start going against these better teams. So this is a nice little add-in. Too bad he's a limited though, which is going to kind of change things up. So he's not going to be as easy to get as these other guys. So again, they kind of make those run blocking tight ends that are good in the pass game few and far between. Probably because they're really OP. That's what I'm thinking. But the issue here is he's kind of short. If you could get Gronk and got him leveled up, go with Gronk. His abilities are pretty good. They're probably better than Porter's and Irvin. Irvin gets that short out elite for 0 OP, which is nice. But we're going to get 2 here. We're going to get red zone threat, 0 AP, or short and elite, 0 AP as well. like I was mentioning earlier, I like that red zone threat on the tight ends. Those you could kind of get them matched up against the linebacker or the nickel corner, someone that's, maybe not the best guy in coverage. That's always a nice combo. You get identifier for 1 AP, which is cool if you like that. If I have an extra point to spare, I'll go ahead and run that, but typically I'm not running it. You get deep in elite, mid in elite for 1 AP as well. Those are really nice, but it's not something that I'm going to say, hey, you've got to spend your points on. If it fits in your scheme, go ahead and get it. But I personally, I'm still using Delaney Walker. I've got him boosted up to a 93. He's my backup. I've got Gronk at number 1, so I'm using Gronk, and then I don't really know why I would need to pick this guy up. Plus, he's a limited, so I'm betting he's going to be expensive. Lastly, we've got Mean Joe Green. He's the other limited here. 6'4", 92 speed, which is really good for D-tackle. 98 acceleration, which is just insane. I'm sure this card's going to be really tough to stop. But moving on to his other stats, 97 strength, which is a big deal. Tackle 91, play rec 93, block shed 95. That's really good on those inside runs. Power move and finesse move 98 and 94. Having that high combo is really good, especially if you could get him boosted up to have a over 95 finesse move there. Mean Joe Green's abilities though, these are pretty good. He's going to get inside stuff for 1 AP. That's always a good ability there. I'd like to see it for 0, but it's not too bad. He's going to get double or nothing for 1 AP. That's a nice one, especially if you're going to kind of put him at like a pass rush end or something. That'd be really nice. You've got Tackle Supreme, Enforcer for 0. That's always good as well. El Toro for 0. I know some people really like that. I personally don't run it. I may just run double or nothing, especially if you get it for 1 AP and inside stuff. I run that combo on my D-tackle right now. But I believe my D-tackle gets inside stuff. Actually, no, he gets it for 1 and 1. So that's a pretty good setup there. Well, like I said, this batch of legends, it's cool if you're running theme teams, I guess. But if you're looking for a new card that's going to be meta, I'm not sure if this week's for you. I know that Michael Irvin's really good, and like I said, one of the fastest wide receivers in the game. But I'm not sure if he's bringing too much to the table that any of these other wide receivers aren't doing. Like, yeah, he's going to be a nice upgrade, but all my receivers are really like 6'3", 6'4", and just giant guys, so he wouldn't really make the cut. That's just me, though, and my offense is kind of getting outdated. I'm going to have to start looking for new wide receivers. Let me know what you think about these legends down in the comments, though.